What we're diving into today, I've talked about vision a lot and goals and really about the things that help you figure out what direction to really head in life. And why I touch on that is because I know I struggle with it, and I do know and feel like a lot of people struggle with it in their life as well. So I have a whole framework that I'm going to step through that's going to help you just have more of a systematic approach for going and figuring things out. Welcome to the Daily Effort Podcast. My name is Sam. If it's your first time listening, welcome to the show. If you've listened before, welcome back. I always appreciate all of you taking time to listen. And the whole purpose of this podcast is to really help you learn the things that you need to know so you can lead yourself well, and then therefore reach that level of success you want in your life, and then in turn go out and inspire and help other people do the exact same thing, because that's what leadership is really all about. Now, if you are listening for the first time, well, I'm going to be releasing an episode every single Monday at 5 a.m. Central Time. It'll come out on Spotify. It'll come out on the Apple Podcast platform. And then I'm also going to post it on YouTube as well, because I know some people like the audio side of things. Some people like the visual side of things. So I'm always going to post it across really all platforms. Now, if you get value from the episode, just share it with a friend, drop a comment, like, subscribe. That's really all that I ask, because the only way I'm able to grow this whole podcast is if you really share it. You can share it on social, tell a friend about it, maybe text it over to them. But if you would do that, that would mean the world to me. Now, what we're diving into today, I've talked about vision a lot and goals and really about the things that help you figure out what direction to really head in life. And why I touch on that is because I know I struggle with it, and I do know and feel like a lot of people struggle with it in their life as well. So I have a whole framework that I'm going to step through that's going to help you just have more of a systematic approach for going and figuring things out. So we're going to go ahead and dive into it. Now, when it comes to having frameworks for things, I am a big proponent of that, because I have a very analytical mind. Since I did engineering in the past, I'm always more numbers driven and different things like that. So if I can have a system for things, well, I'm going to default to that, because systems honestly help you really scale and level up, in my opinion. And systems also help you make things better. Now, the whole framework I'm going to give you today to help you figure out the direction you need to head in life. And also, this whole framework is going to set you up to continue to assess and evaluate things over and over and over again, and know that, are you moving in the right direction? Are you not moving in the right direction? So you can use this time and time again. And it's not just going to be something that you use once and then just stop. You're going to come back to it a whole lot. And honestly, it's going to be something that you actually remember, because I wanted to create more of a word that you've heard before and that you're going to actually remember, and look at it in a whole new light. So the whole framework, and the word I'm going to use is RARE. So R-A-R-E. When it comes to this whole framework, the first letter, obviously R, is going to stand for reflect. And the whole purpose of the reflect really word and letter and in the word rare is that if I think about, how did I really figure out a direction for myself in life? And this is going to go back to first high school, because I can remember when I was like, man, what do I want to do for college? What do I want to do with my life? And automatically, there was a friend of mine, Jonathan Phillips, who went and played college football, D1, as a defensive back at Mississippi State University. And that is something that really inspired me and made me want to go do the exact same thing. And so that gave me something to really aim for. And then after I was done with college, and a few of you know the story, but I felt kind of lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was doing engineering at the time, had an awesome really awesome pay. I was the most successful person in my family at that point in time, just coming right out of the gate, making the most money ever. So I was doing very well, and I was well off, and I was successful by everybody's standards, but I did not feel successful by any means because I was just going to work, coming home, and kind of just felt like I was checking the box and had no meaning to life because honestly, I really didn't have anything to aim for after college. So at that point in time, when I was just sitting there thinking about, okay, well, there's more to life than just going to work and coming home. And as I was reflecting, I figured out that, well, I know I've always wanted to help people in fitness, and I want to be able to give back so then they can go and achieve the dreams that they want, whether it's a guy, a girl, whoever it is. It's like I want to be able to give them my knowledge so they can go out and win and do better than I did. So at that point in time, that's how I started to get into the fitness industry. So that's why I always say, the first letter, the R in the word rare, it stands for reflect. Because if you're going to figure out which direction you want to go in life, you have to be able to reflect back, and also reflect forward. Reflect and think about, well, what is the future that you actually want for yourself? What are the things that you wanted to work towards and achieve in the past? All of that's going to help you figure out a solid direction that you want to go. Now, I have some questions to give you really quick that I wrote down that just really helped me think about the vision for my life and get a good direction. Because right now with the reflect, you're just trying to figure out a good direction, because at this point in time, you probably don't have a good sense of direction, or you're trying to figure out what you really want to do. So right now you're just getting a general direction. You're just trying to figure out what's the target that you're aiming at. You're not trying to figure out specifics at this point in time. So with the reflect, the R in rare, first question you can ask yourself is, what pain did you experience in the past? Because where there is pain, there is also opportunity. Where there's pain, there is passion. And that's a really good thing to remember. Second question you can ask yourself is, what could you do all day and not be tired of it? For me, back then, it was fitness. I could do it all day, not get sick and tired of it. That's the exact same thing for me now. I could talk about fitness all the time. I could help people with it, help people go out and maximize their impact when it comes to people's lives. I could talk about it all the time. So it's a second good question to ask yourself. Third question, where would you like your life to be? So this is more of a future question. Well, projecting out, what are those things that you desire? What are those things that you would like? Fourth question, what did you want to do when you were younger? So what did you want to do when you were younger? And I ask this question because I've learned that as we go through life, we really have the tendency to forget the things that we wanted to go and work towards when we were younger. And those things, at that point in time when we were younger, we were more dreamers. We didn't have as much education, and education at times will stifle our ability to imaginate and go towards something bigger. So that's why I always say, think back to when you were younger. What are those things that you wanted to work towards? Fifth question and final question, what would you love to help people with? What would you love to help people with? For me, at the time, I wanted to help people with fitness, and that gave me a good direction in life. So you can ask yourself those 5 questions to maybe start to figure some things out. And that's a whole purpose of the R in rare. It's to reflect. That's the first letter. Now, going to the second letter, the A inside of rare, it is act. Remember, you can do all the reflecting in the world. You can dream. You can have a great direction in your life. If you don't execute, if you don't take action, you get nowhere. In my opinion, action trumps everything. Action, 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 action. Take consistent action because it's going to move you towards the things that you actually want. Now, when you get to this A inside of rare, and it stands again for act, so action, go out and really start to apply things. This is where you start to actually set SMART goals. And I talk about this a lot, and I am a big proponent of SMART goals. And as far as what the letters and the word SMART stand for, it stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and then time-bound. So when you are going to start taking action, remember the first letter we identified in the word rare is for reflect. You're just trying to figure out a vision, kind of a dream for the things that you want inside of your life. But it's not a goal as of yet. It's not set into specific actions. So that's why you should start with that first. You need to be able to dream a little bit, craft a vision, really be able to articulate to people the things that you want to be able to go and do. But then if you're able to do that, now you got to reverse engineer it. So by reverse engineering it, that's where the SMART goals come into play. Let's say you're wanting to go, for me, I wanted to create a business in fitness. Well, I had to figure out how many people do I need to help to actually be able to achieve that? Well, what app was I going to use to be able to coach them? Well, how was I going to go out and acquire them? Like what did I have to do to go out and start to take action on that? What was the specific amount of people I needed to help? What was the measurable? So how many people did I need coming in on a monthly basis? Was it an attainable thing? Was it relevant to where I wanted to go with the vision of my life? Yes, it was, because I want to help people in fitness. Then what's the time frame? I wanted to go full time into fitness, because the time piece is going to dictate also really the work I have to do on a daily basis. And it really helps to reverse engineer everything. So with this ACT, with the A inside of RARE, this is the action piece. If you're going to take action, take some time to set a good SMART goal. Be very specific. Don't be general. If you're wanting to lose a certain amount of weight, well, what does that look like? How much weight is it? By when do you want to lose it? That is what you have to think about here. So when it comes to the third letter inside of RARE, it's another R. So we've gone through the first R, which is reflect. We've gone through the A, which is act, or you can say action, because that's where you're actually putting things into application. Then R, which is refine. And I love this because when I think about people, if you set goals, the most common thing that I see with people who do actually set some goals is, and when I say actual goals, they're very specific and they have a game plan to go out and achieve it. Well, they don't refine it. They don't really they don't evaluate it at any point in time. And this is one of the first things that I wrote down with the refine is, and this is a question you need to ask yourself, am I seeing the desired result? That's a yes or no question. Am I seeing the desired result? And when you ask yourself that question, remember, if you truly set a SMART goal with the A in ACT, and really with the A in RARE, it stands for ACT. Well, if you set a SMART goal, well, then you have a measurable piece, you have a time-bound piece, so you know if you are on pace for the goal or not. And I'll give an example. Let's say you're wanting to, well, I'll go back to me. Well, I wanted to go full-time in fitness, and I knew that I needed to bring on at least 5 people a month to reach my goal in the desired time frame that I had set. So when it comes to the second R in the word RARE, which stands for refine, so if I pose this question to myself, am I seeing the desired result? Well, then I would ask myself the question of, well, am I seeing those 5 people coming in? If no, what do I need to do to get back on track? It's as simple as it gets. It's a yes or no question. If I said yes, well, then I would take some time to automatically reflect, go back to the first R, and really think about what are the things that I'm doing. What are my actions the A in rare, act. What do my actions look like? And what am I doing so that I can continue to see success and move in the direction that I want to go? That's the whole purpose of the refine piece. You're taking the time to analyze things and evaluate it and then start to refine it, because there's no such thing as a perfect game plan. You just have to put a game plan together and start going in the right direction and assess it to see, is it producing the desired result? If it is not, then you have to adjust and figure out what do you need to do to get things moving in the right direction. Very, very simple. So first R in the word rare stands for reflect. The A in rare stands for act. Then the second R in rare stands for refine. And then the fourth and final letter, which is E inside of rare, stands for elevate. And the whole purpose of elevate is to really continue to elevate yourself. And this is more of just an assessment piece. You have to continue to elevate yourself so that you can inspire and then start to help other people do the exact same thing, because that's the whole purpose of it. Remember, the first three letters are for you. The last letter is for other people. And that's the thing that I always remind myself of when I come back to this whole framework that I created for myself is, okay, how can I reflect, make sure I have a great vision for my life? How can I continue to take action? How can I refine it and then start to adjust things so I can move towards the goals that I want with my life? And then lastly, fourth thing, how can I continue to make sure that if I'm doing those first three things, that I'm elevating so that I can inspire other people? And why I chose the word rare is because of the E at the end. Because if I think about what inspired me to go out and start to push more and give more with my life, it really goes back to when I was in high school, seeing Jonathan Phillips go play football at the D1 level, when honestly, we both were homeschooled. We only played flag football. That was it. And seeing him go and do that, it gave me hope. It inspired me that I could go and do the exact same thing. And that's what I really want for other people. And that's what I want you to go and do, because that's what life is truly about. It is, yes, we need to make sure that we are pouring into ourselves, but then at the same time, we have to make sure that we are going out and we're inspiring other people to go out and achieve bigger and better things with their life, because most people don't think that they can. Most people don't have someone that they can look to see that they can actually do something better and bigger with their life. And most people are just going through the motions, just like when I was done with college, just getting out of college, going to work, walking in 7 a.m., clocking out whenever I did, 4 or 5 or whatever time it was, and then just going back, working out, going home, really not doing anything else, just going through the motions. That is the everyday individual. And there's so much more to life than just doing that over and over and over again. Push for something bigger. Push for something better. Like, what else can you aim for inside of your life? And if you're happy where you're at, if you're happy with what you're doing, okay, that's fine. You don't have to push for more. But I'm talking to the people that are wanting more. They feel like they should be doing something bigger and better with their life. Well, I'm talking to you. And it is up to you to be able to go out and show people what is actually possible inside of their life. And are you where you want to be right now? Maybe you're not. I know I'm not where I want to be. There's still a lot of things that I need to work on. There's still a lot of goals that I'm pushing for. I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. But I'm a lot closer than I used to be. I'm a lot closer than I was 5 years ago. And I know that the things I have set in front of me, I'm able to achieve. So this whole framework, remember, rare. The first R in rare stands for reflect. The A stands for act, or you can just twist it to say action. The second R stands for refine. You have to take some time to really refine the plan, evaluate it to see, is it working or is it not working? Then lastly, elevate. Remember, the first 3 letters are for you. The last one is for other people so that you can inspire them and push them to go out and do something bigger and better with their life. So drop a comment below on what your thoughts are on this. Is it helpful? Does it set you up for, just more success for figuring things out? If you have questions on it, please let me know. I'm happy to just figure all this out really with you. So you can always shoot me a message on Instagram. If you have my number, shoot me a text, shoot me a DM. Any way you can get in contact with me, I'm always happy to help you out. But other than that, have a fantastic day. Have a great day. Have a great week, and God bless.